Hello. Do you recall when I said that when I'm done with a season of Smallville that I would do a review or, give you my thoughts? I kind of messed up because I recently finished season 4 and I started season 4 and halfway into it I thought, wait a minute, did I do a season 3 review or, video? And I come to realize that I didn't. So rather than, actually making a season 3 review, I just decided I would just make those firecrackers popping off in the M80s, just so you know, in case you hear it. Why not just put, season 3 and 4 in one video? And I guess that's appropriate because, the funny thing with this show is it's not, I don't know, it's not that easy to review, not for me, because, one, I don't know, there are people who are great at reviewing TV shows. Not me. I just like watching them and talking about them if they come up in conversation, but usually the conversation doesn't last long. And the problem with a show like Smallville, don't get me wrong, I like it. I really enjoy it. I have a lot of fun. I'm never going to be in love with the show. I can tell right now I will never be in love with it, but I do enjoy it. And I don't exactly put the expectations very high because I know it's a rather dated show in comparison to, the more, I would say, advanced TV that's both on cable and network TV right now. So I know that I have to kind of take a step down, take a trip back to yesteryear and how TV shows were done, and just kind of lower my expectations. So it's not that I have a problem with that. It's the episodic nature of the series. It's the fact that I really am more used to and prefer a serialized show where every episode connects. Now, certainly, every episode of Smallville has a story arc that connects, but what I liked about season 2 is it seemed like every episode was connected. Every episode was a continuing storyline, maybe a plot of the week, but it seemed just a lot more connected. But with season 3, it definitely went back to the more, villain of the week, scenario of the week, that kind of thing. And it's hard to review because it's not very memorable. Like right now, I have to resort to actually looking at the episode list to kind of remember what I saw. Even though I only saw it a couple of weeks ago, there's a lot I don't remember. And I'm not trying to say that it's a bad show. It's not memorable. I mean, season 2 was great because it had the emotion and it had a lot of, great storytelling. But season 3, from the get-go, was bam, action, excitement. It had, not evil, but bad boy Clark, I like to call him, because he has the red kryptonite that drives him to do very nasty things, very immoral things. He's no longer the Boy Scout, he's a rebel, he's he's kind of an a-hole. Takes on a life of crime. He goes to Metropolis, goes to parties and clubs, and gets involved with some gangsters. And I liked it. It was fun. It was fun to watch. It was definitely cool to see a different side of Tom Welling. So I appreciated that. But it was really silly when Jonathan Kent made a deal with Jor-El and there will be spoilers in this video in case you don't know. I mean, it's an old show. Really, this is just for people who have seen it and that you can agree with what I'm saying or disagree. But anyway, spoilers are in this video, more or less. Minor, some major, I don't know. He made a deal with Jor-El, Superman's biological daddy. He the real baby daddy. Um, he basically got superpowers. Jonathan Kent got superpowers to go to Metropolis and fight his son and bring his basically give him a spanking and bring his ass back to Metropolis, and that was really far fetched, really silly. So I knew right then the season was going to be all about. It was going to be more about Flash, more about flair and excitement, possibly more style over substance, and therefore, I liked it. Don't get me wrong, I enjoyed it. It's definitely Smallville is a good show to watch without really thinking too hard. Problem is, I'm thinking hard right now and stressing out over what the hell was it about. What? I can't. There's so much I can't remember. I literally have to look at this list. Like, I can't even give you highlights. I can't think of any highlights. Let's see. I'm looking at the list on Wikipedia. The episode where this one dude makes kryptonite bullets is pretty cool. Finds out Clark's secret and tries to assassinate him. That was a pretty cool episode. It had the one guy from, what was it? John, if I'm not mistaken, that's the guy from John Tucker Must Die, right? Yeah. Yeah, that's not the. Yo, we were introduced to Perry White. I actually liked his character in this. I liked his portrayal in this season. He's quite funny, kind of annoying. Your typical sleazebag reporter. He didn't. I don't believe he worked for the Daily Planet. He worked for a tabloid magazine. Yeah, I don't know about that one. There's an episode. Okay, I gotta be honest. I watched a lot of episodes in my room. There's my TV right there. That's a mistake in many ways because I get caught up looking at stuff online. And unless you're a really good show or a good film, I get distracted. And that happens a lot when I watch Smallville, and that happened a whole lot when I watched season 5. Even when I watched it in my den on my big screen, there were just some episodes where I just kind of tuned out, including one which should have been interesting, but for some reason wasn't. I think it was which one was it? I don't know the episode name, but it dealt with a murder that here it is, Relic. It dealt with a murder, what is it? Lana's great uncle, who was convicted of murdering his wife 40 years prior, shows her a picture of a drifter he believes really killed her aunt. The drifter looks just like Clark, positive that the man is Jor-El. Clark's investigation leads him to a kryptonite medallion that follows him to see moments of the past, and also lets him see how human Jor-El was when he first came to Earth. Wow! I totally dropped the ball with that episode. I did not pay attention to that episode. It sounds like a good episode. So you know what? I really have to blame myself. Because there were just some episodes where I just tuned out. I just thought of other things. Wow. I'm gonna have to watch that episode again. But yeah, I'm looking and I'm reminded of a few things. And okay, cool. But it just it didn't stick with me. It's like it's like I started season 4. Season 3 just got thrown out the window, which shouldn't happen. So I'm not going to say it was a bad season. It's just not a memorable season. Once I look at this list and I think back, I can think of a few things that were cool. The constant battle between Lionel and Lex Luthor. That's always interesting. You got to see a lot more of John Glover as Lionel Luthor and how ruthless he is, how conniving he is, and you start to see shades of Lex Luthor starting to become more of an asshole or more of a villain. You have Chloe still battling with her love for Clark. I believe this one still had, what's his name? After learning that Lana is in the, I think this one still had Pete Ross. I'm trying to find that out. Pete Ross, by the way, I was happy that in the second season, I didn't mention this in my season 2 review, that he was more useful. He learned Clark's secret, and it kind of brought them closer as friends. And season 3, yeah, I know he's in there. He was a little bit more sidelined again, but finally they decided to just get rid of the character. They had him move to Wichita, which is smart because he really had nothing. He wasn't really interesting, unfortunately, or he wasn't properly utilized. I do know that season 3 had the return of Jonathan Taylor Thomas, which is really funny, who played a character that could multiply or actually form a double, and he's really quite evil in this series, even though I think he's gone now. It took place in an asylum. It was interesting to see also, what the hell's his name? Sean Ashmore, aka Iceman from the X-Men films and the following, to team up with Jonathan Taylor Thomas, and they wanted to try to take down Clark Kent. So that was a good episode. I really liked that. I believe that was Asylum. Let's see, what else? I mean, I'm sorry, I really can't remember a lot from season 3, except the finale. The finale was awesome, and the operatic cliffhanger final act was really awesome. I mean, you see Lionel goes to prison. Chloe, who's investigating something or another, she enters a house and it blows up. Clark, what happened to Clark? He gets caught up in some, force field, and it just, him in the caves, he finds out something in the caves, and I don't know, I really didn't pay enough attention to season 3, so this is a pointless part of the video. I really don't know what to say. So, I do like the way it ended, because it was just done with so much skill. So, I'm seriously, I apologize. I'm seriously gonna have, not that anybody's watching, but I'm definitely gonna have to do a video as soon as I'm done with each season, because I will forget. Now, here comes season 4. I remember pretty much a good deal from season 4. I just watched it, so it's still fresh in my mind. I haven't started season 5 yet. It was interesting that Lana had a new love, because, in season 3, they keep going, again, they keep having this back and forth, Lana and Clark, and I just wish they were bone, but they don't. Season 3, that's done. Season 4, Lana finally moved on and hooked up with, I don't know the guy's real name, but the guy from Supernatural. Really funny, because it's almost like season 4 of Smallville was this guy's warm-up, because he was going to get Supernatural the next season. So anyway, the guy that plays Dean, I don't watch the show, my sister does, so she said that's the guy that plays Dean. He hooks up with Lana, and he's a bit older, and Lana's still in high school, so that's very naughty. Lana, she went to Paris. It wasn't for her. She came home, and well, actually, she found something in her. She somehow got some kind of tattoo, and it comes out later being that it's a symbol for a witch from, I don't know, the 14th century or some shit. I don't know. So pretty much this season deals with witchcraft and a lot of supernatural stuff. That's right. That guy moved on to supernatural. Okay. Um. I mean, of course, you're watching a show that's based around the mythology of Superman, so you're bound to see a lot of fantasy elements, a lot of really unexplainable things. But this season really dived into a lot of supernatural stuff and a lot of body swamping, or a lot of like, I guess there were so many instances when characters were not themselves. You know, Lana was a witch. Lex Luthor, who kind of was himself, it was a bad part of himself that wasn't ready to come out yet. He shot with some beam, and it creates a double, his evil twin, which is who we'll see Lex Luthor become anyway. You know, he creates a lot of havoc. He's a little asshole. He's just a really mean man. There's an episode, a later episode, where this popular but hated cheerleader chick who thinks she's destined to be the prom queen. She gets in a car accident and somehow she gains the ability. She dies basically, but she gains the ability to possess other people's bodies once she gains contact with them. Now that was kind of a cool episode, kind of funny, because you get to see some of the actors act really silly, like Annette O'Toole, who plays Clark's mother. Damn, what's her name? Barbara? No, not Barbara. What the hell's her name? I don't know. Mona Kent. She get to see her act like a snotty, teenage girl. The funniest moment of that episode, which is, what is that episode called? Is it... whatever, I'm gonna be looking at the list for too long. This chick inhabits Chloe, and Chloe, well, it's not Chloe, it's the chick doing the possessing. She gets pissed off. It's the prom. It's at the prom. She wants to, basically create a Carrie scenario. She wants to start a fire. Clark goes to take her down because Clark is aware of who is possessing bodies. He touches her, not on the boom, like I'm touching my boom. He touches her, and this chick possesses Clark, and the most hilarious thing happens because Chloe has a crown on her head, the prom queen crown. He snatches it off her head, says, "That's mine, bitch," and bitch slaps her. It's hilarious. Anyway, it was an interesting episode, really silly, very far-fetched, but there's a lot of body swamping going on and out-of-body experiences going on in season 4, and in many ways it's kind of dumb that certain characters do something wrong to each other. They say, because they're not. Let's say Lex Luthor, for example, he comes on to Lana Lane, and he says some very nasty things to her. But by the end of the episode, everything's fine. They explain something happened. Okay, all is forgiven. At times, it's a bit like, how can you repair this damage? How do you do the damage control? But now, finally, what I realized is that there's so much shit that happens in Smallville to the characters, and they see all this weird shit, that they're kind of... Because before, there would be a lot of weird stuff going on, and they would be like, what's happening? That's so weird. I don't believe this is happening. Now they're kind of like, oh, They were possessed. Okay, yeah, that happens. I mean, Lana Lane was possessed by a witch, so now she'll believe anything. So at least that's happening now, where people are realizing that some weird shit happened. That happens in Smallville, and now they're finally catching on that, you know, you gotta kind of go with what's going on. But anyway, so that's kind of an improvement that I liked. The biggest thing that I love in season 4, enter Lois Lane. Erica Durance as Lois Lane. I am in love. Wow, wow, wow. Okay, that has got to be my favorite Lois Lane. I like Amy Adams, don't get me wrong. Well, kinda. I mean, I love Amy Adams, but her as Lois Lane, she still has a lot to prove. But Erica Durance, oh, wow. Not only is she so incredibly hot, I'm sorry, let's be real, she's hot. But she catches the character perfectly as a teenager, even though she looks a little old to be a teenager, but I love her portrayal because she's such a smart ass, and in many ways, in many instances, she says something wrong, she puts her foot in her mouth, and she doesn't really kind of know how to get out of it. It's brilliant, and the banter between her and Clark is great. They don't really get along. They kind of don't hate each other, but they're annoyed by each other, and I really like that. And the fact that she's Chloe's cousin, that's kind of interesting. But Erica Durance is definitely one of my favorite aspects of season 4. Again, we got the constant struggle of Lionel, Luthor, and Lex constantly battling each other. Lex is still in prison a good deal of the season. One episode is interesting because it deals, again, with body swapping. Lex Luthor and Clark Kent switch bodies because of these stones that exist. People touch these stones, weird shit happens. That was a good episode, though, because you had to see Tom Welling take on the characteristics and the mannerisms of John Glover, and then vice versa. John Glover had to act like a little teenage boy, like a worried little teenage boy. Pretty good stuff. But again, by the end of the episode, doesn't matter what Lionel Luthor as Clark Kent said to anybody, all was forgiven. What else happened in this season? Oh, Crypto! We got Crypto, the dog. That was awesome. I really, he got his dog, Clark and his dog, even though they named him Shelby at the end of the episode. So yeah, the witchcraft stuff was cool. There was one episode that felt really out of place. It took place in China. And I don't know why. I kind of felt like I was watching a different show. And I unfortunately was one of those episodes where I kind of didn't pay attention. So you had a few episodes that didn't really interest me or didn't have my full attention. But I did like season 4 a little more than season 3 because, as of now, I can remember it. The finale is really cool. The meteor shower was pretty awesome, even though special effects are obviously dated, pretty bad, but I still enjoyed it. It was an intense and suspenseful episode, and it had a really good, cliffhanger-ish ending. A lot of shit went down. Which one was this? The one episode that was pretty adult-ish was the episode Devoted, where cheerleaders were making the football team drink kryptonite, liquefied kryptonite, basically. Kind of looked like Gatorade, but it didn't look Gatorade. I mean, I don't know how you would drink this shit, because it looks like it would make your body glow. But anyway, it caused men to profess their love for women. I don't know. I don't know how they formalized it to do that. But anyway, yeah, football players would drink this stuff and they would fall in love with somebody and they would be devoted to them. Anyway, what was interesting about that episode is Lois and Clark had to distract one of the girls doing the drugging, and Clark has to act like he's devoted. And damn, you almost get some R-rated sex in that episode, man. He has to distract us long enough for Lois to do what she has to do. But damn, he's got her on the table, and they're taking off their clothes, and it's like, shit. This is getting interesting, but I know we're not going to see what we need to see. There was one episode that I kind of liked, but at the same time it felt too much like the Ryan episode. It dealt with a boy who was, born as a baby, but would have these erratic growth spurts. And eventually, in a matter of days, the kid dies. He grows up too fast, and Clark, of course, is trying to do everything he can to stop it, and it doesn't work. That episode was good, but it reminded me too much of the episode Ryan, when I dealt with that boy who could read minds, but eventually would die from a brain tumor. Felt too much like that episode, so it kind of seemed like a copycat. What else? Clark graduated. It wasn't a very good ceremony, though, because, the army had to come, or the National Guard had to escort everyone to safety because the meteor shower came. There was an episode that dealt with this girl who was in season 3. She was able to teleport, and she really liked Clark. She knew Clark's secret, and Clark was okay with that because she was kind of hot. And she tricks Clark into thinking, she comes back into Clark's life, and she kind of tricks him with red kryptonite to marry her. Once again, we get really close to getting some softcore corn in Smallville, and I'm okay with that. But she was a hottie. I come to find out that she was her name was Alicia Parker, I think. And she is in, I'm like, where have I seen this girl? She's in the show Fallen Skies, which I haven't watched. She's in this piece of shit. This really bad, but guilty pleasure film. I don't even think she's on the cover. She's not on the cover. It's kind of sad. But she's this chick right here. I was like, oh yeah. Damn, she was cute. Anyway, I guess I can go through the episodes and pick out what I liked, what I didn't like. We're already coming up on a half hour. There's no way anybody's still watching this shit, but if you are, wow, you're very sweet. Season 4, definitely a step up from Season 3, only because I enjoyed the action, I enjoyed the lore of it, you really get into more Superman-ish mythology. But again, Season 3, good. I just don't remember much from it. Season 4, fun, a little more memorable, a lot more ridiculous, but I liked it. Now, we'll see what Season 3 has to say, has to offer. I've already been told by 2 people that after Season 5, did I say Season 3? No, Season 5. I'm moving on to Season 5, and I hear people already telling me, okay, that's the last one, don't watch no more after that. No, I'm gonna watch the entire damn thing. I might kill myself afterwards, but no. I'm gonna conquer that show. I'm gonna conquer it. So, Season 5 is coming up. I'm looking forward to it, and I will do a video on that one. Hopefully it'll be a lot shorter than this. It won't be 2 seasons in one video that I'm talking about. So anyway, if you're still watching, thank you. Thank you for watching. Hope you kind of enjoyed what I had to say, even though it wasn't much. It's mostly a bunch of rambling. And of course, as always, share your memories with season 3, season 4. Don't tell me anything about season 5 yet, because I want to be surprised. And yeah, I will talk to you guys later. Yeah, that's it. I'm gonna watch a movie now. That's what I'm gonna do. I've had enough TV for 1 week. I'm gonna watch a movie. So, peace. Watch it.